I want to talk to you for a moment this afternoon about what we need to do to keep one another safe as a congregation and continue to worship the Lord as we ought. As I'm sure you've noticed, COVID-19 is on the prowl again in our community. This time it seems to be hitting our congregation harder and faster than it did last year. It has been hitting those who are younger. It's been hitting young adults and children. It has hit our congregation a lot more quickly and a lot harder than it did last year. And with that in mind, given that situation, we're going to alter our schedule for the next couple of weeks. For the next 2 Sundays and the next 2 Wednesdays, we are going to have the two worship services that we always have on Sundays, 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. And we are going to cancel Sunday school for the next 2 Sundays. So that'll be a 9 a.m. worship service, no Sunday school, and then an 11 a.m. worship service. I'm also asking you to please wear a mask on the way in the sanctuary and out of the sanctuary. You can take it off while you're at your seat. And if you would please space out in the pews, every other pew as marked, just as we did before. I'm asking you to go back to those protocols because we believe we need to do that to keep one another safe. It's our goal to be able to continue to do ministry, to be able to continue to worship and serve the Lord as we ought. And just for the next 2 weeks, we're hoping that's all that's going to be necessary. We're going to go back to those protocols. We've had a number of people in our congregation just in the past week to come down with COVID, and we don't want that to continue to spread. We wouldn't be moving to these actions if it wasn't necessary. Now, in terms of Wednesday nights, we're going to cancel Wednesday night dinner again for the next 2 weeks. No Wednesday night dinner. So don't RSVP. There's going to be no dinner on Wednesday nights. Now, we are going to continue with our Wednesday night programs because over the next couple of weeks, the children and youth were going to be outside. I know this next Wednesday, the children were going to be outside anyway. So we're just going to continue with that. There should be no reason not to do that. Our Wednesday night Bible study in the fellowship hall will go forward as usual. Based on the numbers that we have right now, we can space out in the fellowship hall with no problem and just continue to do what we're doing. So over the next 2 weeks, 2 worship services, please wear your mask on the way in and on the way out. Please space out in the pews. There will be no Sunday school. There will be childcare for the children if you want to leave your preschoolers and your nursery children in the back. You're welcome to do that. I know many of you have a variety of feelings about all of this. Many of you don't want to wear masks. You don't believe it's helpful to wear masks. You don't think it's necessary to wear masks. I know you have a variety of feelings about the vaccine and about how this entire crisis is being handled. I understand that. I understand where you're coming from. I just want to say that as a leader, the leadership of this church and as your pastor, it is my responsibility to do everything I can to make sure our congregation can continue to do ministry to one another and to this community as we should. And I bear responsibility for your welfare when you're at church. So I believe it's important that we take whatever precautions we can, no matter what you feel about them. I don't know exactly how effective they are either, but I want us to do what we can for one another. So I would appreciate your patience and cooperation with that because I just simply don't want anyone to get sick if we can avoid it. So I want to thank you in advance for your cooperation and look forward, if you're able, I look forward to seeing you in worship on Sunday. God bless.